Okay, hello, I'm Jarrod Johnson. I'm from Pulteney Grammar School and I am the person that's running the ICT Integration Workshops this semester for the School of Education. My background is I'm the coordinator of online learning at Pulteney and also the ICT integrator here at the school. So basically I help out all the teachers across the school from E to 12 in how to utilise technology to help them out in the class. What we're going to be doing is for this part is to explain to you what's going to happen in these workshops. I'll explain to you how to access the podcasts, how to access the discussion boards, extra support, and then finish off with some atomic learning. Now basically there will be a series of workshops. This is workshop 0, the get to know you workshop. Workshop 1 I'll be explaining about learning platforms and so on, literacy and numeracy and so on. I don't need to say, it's all written right there. The point of these podcasts is you will watch the podcast, go through it. Each one will have how to use some examples of technology, how to integrate that technology into the classroom, and how it relates back to TPAC, National Professional Standards for Teachers, and all that. Once you've watched it, utilize the time that you have to have a play on some playtime on the technology, and then go onto the discussion board and tell me what you think. You know, this is a waste of time, this technology, or this is great, or hey, I've seen a better one. This is an example. You'll be marked on your discussion board comments and threads for how well you are contributing towards the group knowledge. Hopefully by the end of the year you will all have quite a large bank of knowledge in your ICT integration teacher toolkit. And your toolkit will hopefully contain all these different things that you can use in your classes to make it interesting and really engage the students. Now, first of all, what I'd like to do is to take you into My Uni. So what you can see on my screen now is the My Uni course, and over here I've got, so once you've logged into My Uni, you've got the curriculum assessment of learning, which is basically where the ICT integration comes out under. Once we get onto here, if you go down, you'll get to ICT workshop materials, Mr. Johnson, which is of course me. And the first thing I've got up here is the graduate proficiency document, which is the whole basic. It's an overview of the ICT standards and how I'm going to be assessing this work that you're doing for the component of CAL. Information here about the overview and the modes of delivery, which is what I'm explaining now. Extra support, which will come back to that. And here I've given an example. This is an example of the podcast. I just had to go, how to tie a tie. So once you get on here, you'll be able to see your podcast. The next one will go below this. If I just hit play. Okay. Also, these podcasts are put up on YouTube, so if you can't access them for some reason on the My Uni website, you'll also be able to go in through YouTube, and I'll provide the links for those in a separate area. Alright. Now, for actual tracking and for your help, if we go over here now to communication, and down to discussion board, and what you can see here, the first one I put up is workshop 0, so setting up podcasts in the comments. And looks like I've had someone participate already. That's impressive. Alright, and here I've got feedback. If you want to give me any feedback, you might say you don't like the shirt I'm wearing, you might say it's difficult to hear, you might say it would look better if I had a green screen behind me or someone playing games, or be it film it in the classroom. I'm actually currently in my library. If you had any difficulties, can you please let me know. If you can't hear what I'm saying, if none of it's making sense, it doesn't work on your computer, you can't access it from home, it's too slow, any of those things, let me know in this section, because then I can actually see what I can do to help. The more feedback and the more things that you tell me, the better I'll be able to make this and make it a better learning environment. Okay, just to go back now to our curriculum learning. So extra support. I understand that not everybody will have the same ICT skills as everyone else. Some of you may be coming from, well, you're all coming from all different backgrounds. Your curriculum knowledge, I would expect, is fantastic. However, you may not know how to teach in a classroom, so your pedagogical knowledge is poor, in which case your lecturers will be helping you to develop your pedagogical skills. These workshops are to develop your technological skills through use of ICT. So what I'm going to be doing is each Monday and Wednesday I'll actually be running a extra support help here at Pulteney Grammar from 4 till 5 o'clock on Mondays and Wednesdays, obviously not on public holidays. If you go to here, enroll for extra support, now your screen will look slightly different. Whatever day you wish to do, so tomorrow is Monday the 5th, you click in here and you'll be able to enroll. So 5th, 7th, 12th and 14th, so that's next fortnight. These are going to be repeated support and it will go over the first 2 podcasts. So if you're looking at it and you go, I have no idea what you're talking about with learning platforms, I've had a play, it just does not make any sense, come along to one of these sections. The other one that we're doing will be literacy and numeracy. So if you really want to come to one of these sessions, that's fine. I can probably get through about 20 people at a time. So I've capped the classes at 20. So if you miss out, go to one of the other days. So this will be for the first fortnight. The next fortnight I'll redo these, and that will be on the next 2 podcasts. These will actually be held at universities at Pulteney Grammar. So if I go into here, this is Pulteney Grammar. That's our front gate. If you go past this building, it's our Nichols building. This is where it be held, up in the Schrader Library where I am at the moment. And so you'll go in through the gate and past all these lockers and up the stairs. If you go past this building, this is our Wheaton House, you've gone too far. Or if you come in from the other way, past Wheaton House and into this area, past the lockers, did have it sitting there. So past those lockers, up the stairs and into the door. Can't make that any easier. So I'll start those at 4 o'clock and run them until 5 o'clock, which time, so you basically be an hour of extra help. Okay, so that is most of what I want to cover. The last thing which I want to do is, can I get you to my big idea of helping you guys out, mistake, not that one yet, is to go to Atomic Learning. Now this is a really, really good company. They give really good ICT help and support for a range of programs. We currently have a license with this through Pulteney Grammar, and because you are all working with us through Pulteney Grammar, then you'll be able to log in and use it. So the website is up here. It's www.atomiclearning.com/au/ and or you can look it up on Google. Once you get here, if you go log in, and the username is Pulteney, and the password is learning, so capital Learning. Yep, learning, and log in. I think it's capital L. Maybe just no, yeah, capital L. So if we log in, you're into this area where you can see here workshops are here, which show there's all different places you can go for workshops. You can also go to tutorials. This is immensely valuable. If I am in say you have a placement at some school way out in the country and they've got an interactive whiteboard, I can go into here and I can look down here for the actual program that I want, and you can see how many programs it has. Where are we? Alright, I'm going to go, for now I'm going to go to Word. Alright, so here, just to show off this. So if I go to Word, so this is the program I want, because maybe it's a different version of Word you're not used to. I can then choose the version, so maybe it's 2010. Choose the platform you're using, so if most people be using PC. However, can I please point out that Macs are found in almost 50% of schools nowadays. So if you've never used a Mac before, you can see I'm using a Mac at the moment. If you've never used a Mac before, you might want to start learning. Alright, so Word 2010, PC, and I go find tutorials. And it comes up with, there are 3 items. but it's got intro, intermediate, and advanced training. If I just go to the intro, you can see there are 86 tutorials that run for about 3 hours in length. And down here, it's got the basics of everything you can do. So, and so on. So basics, how to log in, how to adjust things, what the hell is the ribbon, key tips and so on, working with text. Alright, so there is as much information as you choose to watch. When you go to a school, for the people who are poor with ICT, there will be a geek at the school that everybody goes to. I would like to think I'm one of those geeks here at school, but there are people here who know way more than I do. And there is nothing more frustrating for that person when someone comes up and says, can you show me how to use this program or whatever, and you haven't even had a look at the program, or and so we go in and start trying to tell you how to use the program straight off, and we're teaching you the basics. It's really frustrating because you're spending half an hour just showing you the basics which you could do on your own. Here, if you go into Atomic Learning, you can actually go through over the basics on your own. Learn how to save, learn how to load it, just get a very basic feel for it. So then when you go and speak to your resident geek, you go, look, I understand how to log on, but just don't understand some of these extra features or how to do after that. They're really, really happy when you do that, because then you go, okay, well, you know what you're doing, you've started doing it, cool, I'm happy to help. Alright, so this is your first point of call, then go speak to your geek. What I want you to do once you've got in here, so this is your first task for me, go into extras, go into self-assessment. This will bring up basically your ICT ability chart. There are, for each one of these, I guess, areas to focus on. So text, which is what you're using, numbers is Excel and examples of that, images, so how to edit images, sound and video, and you each have different skills in each of these areas. 0 is, I've never heard about this program before. 1, and you can see here, 1 is, yes, I can do it, or I've seen it, but I've not done it. 2 is, yeah, I can do it. 3 is, I'm quite confident, or I'm happy to do this. And 4 is, I can teach other people how to do it. So if you go through, once you're in here, and click and adjust and suggest this, now text, fine, I'm able to collect and create textual information in digital content. In other words, I can use Word. If you're unsure about what this means, you can click on it. I'll bring up a box and give you some examples. So, for example, I can edit text in Word, Outlook, PowerPoint, any of those things. Now, these are PCs. If you're on a Mac, you might be using Pages or Notebook or something. So, go through and do all your points. Right, so if I bring up this one, I've gone through and suggested my results. So, I'd say 4 for that. I've got 79 out of 100 here. Email a copy of my results to. Please put in your Adelaide University email. So for me, it's just jarrod.johnson@adelaide.edu.au and go send. Once you've done that, can you please forward that email to me? Because this will give me an assessment of you, or your personal assessment of where you stand with your ICT. It's not important for you to have a score of 100 or a score of 0. It just gives us a basic understanding of where you're starting at the beginning of the year. Hopefully when we do an assessment at the end of the year, you'll be better than what you are now. You would have learnt something. And if you're scoring quite low, then it gives us an idea that maybe we'll need to give you some extra support. Also, as part of my PhD, I will be assessing I'll be looking at what marks you get this year, because then next year when you go out to schools, I want to follow you guys out to school and see how you're going in your classroom. If you score, like, say for example, I scored 79 out of 100, I would expect that someone with a grade like that would be doing quite well and using ICT effectively in the school. If we get to the school and you're not using it, then we kind of go, well, hang on, why is that? Does the school need to give you extra support? Is there no internet? Is there no computing? Is there no time to do it? Or you just can't be bothered? It's not a reflection on you. It's more an understanding of what's going on in schools in South Australia. Okay, so that is the Atomic Learning. As I said, it's a huge valuable resource. So close out of those. And I think that I am done for workshop 0.